There's nothing I can do that's going to make my career any bigger or better. All I can do is enjoy some of the last years under contract with AEW and have a little bit of fun.
You're looking lean.
I don't need to be 500 pounds anymore. I need to be about 350.
Is that what you are now?
No, I'm 386.
What were you at your heaviest?
537.
I don't feel like you get enough respect for being the youngest world champion.
Is that true?
Yes.
I don't live in yesterday.
Your size is obvious, but I think your athleticism gets slept on.
You know, I used to jump over the top rope.
Yes, I've seen the videos.
You know why I stopped doing that?
Why?
Vince fined me because that's not how giants move. Vince wanted Andre. I'm not Andre.
You were able to get emotional.
Yeah, I broke through that doing Knucklehead.
What was your first movie role?
Reggie's Prayer.
I love that every Christmas we get to see you in Jingle All The Way.
I'm pretty proud of that. I had a good time on that set, hanging out with Arnold.
How was he on set?
I have a story for you about Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Oh, it is so good to see you.
Oh man, we finally, it's been a long time, but we're here.
We're doing it.
We are here.
What's the biggest downside of being 7 feet tall? What's the most inconvenient part? You had to duck when you walked in this room.
I think traveling in the world outside of my immediate area. Like obviously where I live in my home, in my house, in my cars, everything's kind of tailored towards me. Countertops are taller. Everything is made so that I'm comfortable. The rest of the world, it's a little bit awkward sometimes. You know, like sometimes like the toilet in here, it's like I'm sitting on my ankles. It's like, it's a good thing I got my knees replaced or this wouldn't have happened. You know, so unfortunately, the world is not used to giants. It's made for the, 5'6" to 5'11" individual.
So your toilet is raised?
Oh yeah.
How tall is your toilet?
I have a big John.
That's a thing?
I bought it because it said it would flush 23 golf balls in one shot, and I tried it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yes, it's about, I think 4 inches taller. So it's taller than like if you've ever been in a handicapped stall, how tall those are. This is taller, but I sit on it comfortably. Like your feet would dangle if you sat on my toilet. You'd be like a little kid with your feet dangling.
You're looking lean.
We're working on it. It's been it's almost the point like I don't like posting on social media about it because I'm sick of hearing my own shit. You know what I mean? But it's just been a struggle of, okay, well, this hip's bad. We need to fix it. Okay, well, guess what? The other hip went bad. Now this knee goes bad. And oh, this knee goes bad. Oh, well, we're back to this knee again. So it's like, it's been since what, 2018, 2019. It's almost been like a surgery every year. And it put me so far behind the 8 ball because every one of those surgeries is intensive rehab, therapy, recovery. And, I'm not getting any younger. I mean, hey, Father Time's undefeated, but, I'm just stubborn enough to keep sticking to it. So,
are you feeling good now?
Feeling good. I'm feeling real good. I think my main thing now is I understand there's a short window left. And listen, I'm not in any way, shape, or form delusional that I'm going to go out and compete for championships and pull the wagon. Those days are done. And you have to reality, and also in fairness to the younger talent that's digging and striving now, they don't need to see my ass every week taking up TV time and ring time. They don't. I'm done. There's nothing I can do that's going to make my career any bigger or better. All I can do is enjoy some of the last years that I have under contract with AEW, and hopefully have some fun with some of the younger talent and teach them some of the lessons that have been passed down to me, and just have a little bit of fun. I'm in a really good spot. I got a good boss that believes in me, supports me, and gives me an opportunity to be a part of business I love.
Do you have a number in mind for how much longer you want to keep doing this?
It's funny with wrestling. I think for me to get back in the ring and compete, I'm going to have to be a certain level. I'll never be what I was. Got 2 fake knees and 2 hips. The proprioception is different. The connection between your joints is different. You feel different as an athlete. So I have to accept what am I now, and does that enhance the product that I'm doing? Am I able to? Sure, I'm smart enough and old enough. There are certain things that I can do that will still give a little kickback to nostalgia, will still look like a big, dangerous giant that is my character, and teach. But at the same time, if it looks like, oh, put a bullet in, well, I'm not going to do that. So that's what all this hard work now is. Okay, what's the one thing that I can really control? That's conditioning and weight. I don't need to be 500 pounds anymore. I need to be about 350.
Is that what you are now?
No, I'm 386 right now.
And you're going to cut down to 350?
Yeah, I got about another 35, 40 pounds.
Wow.
Because I don't need it.
What were you at your very heaviest?
537.
Wow.
Yeah. There's
200 pounds.
Yeah.
You're basically going to lose.
Yeah. It's but I'm doing it right. Like I'm not doing, it's not rocket science. Like I've tried to shortcut so many ways with it, and with this gimmick, well, we'll do carb cycling, and we'll do keto, and we'll do this, and dude, it comes down to the same thing. You have to take in less calories than you burn, and it takes 3,500 calories to burn a pound of fat. So in a week, I have to at least minimal create a 3,500 calorie deficit. Right now, I'm almost 7,000 calorie deficit a week. So that puts me right at 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds a week. It's slow. It sucks. You look worse before you look better. There are some days I get in the gym and I'm like, oh, all right, something's happening. And then, a couple of pounds change. I go, wait a minute, I went down in weight and look worse. WTF. But that's just part of the cycle. Your body changes and grows. And unfortunately, fat is not targeted, it's like, okay, yeah, well, I've got like 2-3 abs on one side that are coming in really good. Then I got one side that's just like smooth. It's like the other side didn't show up. It's like,
but you posted this photo and it's like,
I posted the good side. What's wrong with you? And also for me, it's
abs at 400 pounds.
Well, also it's accountability too, because sure, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So when I throw myself out there, it's not like I'm looking for that boys. I'm looking at like, okay, well, all right, dumbass, you put yourself out there. Now you got to keep working because it's tough. Because I'm, 54. I've been fortunate enough to have a good career. I don't have to train as hard as I do in the gym or go as hard as you. There's no sane reason for why I'm pushing myself to get better, to get healthier, to do all these different things. I don't have to. I could sit at home and play video games. But I'm doing this because I know what this means to me, and I know how important it is to me and here of how I want to do things. I know there's a big current thing where everybody wants to write their story, which I'm so sick of hearing. Like, not everybody gets a story. I may not get a story. I may not get a retirement match. I'm very real about this, Chris, of I have to do certain things and hold myself accountable to get to a position so that I can compete for fun, for no other reason other than I want to have fun in the ring.
What a great spot to be at in your career.
Dude, I am so lucky because believe me, in a drawer full of knives, sometimes I'm a spoon. I'm not very sharp. I'm telling you. Undertaker's told me that many times. So thank you very much, Mark. But yeah, I mean, I think it's funny. There's an old saying that youth is wasted on the young, and when I was younger, I lived a little bit crazier as far as I ate, I smoked. I didn't really drink that much. I wasn't a big drinker, but I didn't really take care of myself because I never expected to honestly be around a long time because you don't see old giants. Andre died at 46.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm already 8 years older than Andre when Andre passed away.
Wow.
And it's like fascinating to me because I don't feel my age in my brain. I'm sure a lot of people that talk to me will tell you I'm 14 between the years too. But like, it's amazing. Like, wow, okay. So as you get older, what's more important? Luckily, there are a lot of smart people that I have that are good friends that have good nutritional advice, good training advice. I'm currently working out with Rob McIntyre, who's been an absolute realist to work with. He works with John Cena. And because I'll get bitchy and whiny with some, I want to bench 500. He goes, you'll never bench 500 again. And I'm like, well, he just, you don't need to bench 500. You're 54 and you can still bench over 400. You're fine. Why do you want to bench 500? For your ego?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, it'd be kind of fun. But no, we're working on being healthier and live longer. So that's the thing.
What does your life look like if you don't find wrestling or if wrestling doesn't find you?
If I've never done wrestling?
If you never wrestle.
Oh, probably would have been one of Kansas's largest drug dealers. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. Not smart enough. I'll just tell you that right now. Probably glorified doorman. No, I think at that point where I was making that decision, it probably would have been to go back to school, try to figure out how to get a teaching degree and probably teach history and coach basketball.
Like, you probably realized at a young age you had a gift.
Yeah, I mean, I was 6'2" at 12. So I was 6'2", 220 at 12. So I mean,
I'm 5'10". How old were you when you were 5'10"?
5'10". Oh, that would have been probably 10 or 11.
That's not fair.
Yeah, but it's
But you realize it's a gift and you've got to do something with it, right?
I realized that I had an opportunity, which is good and bad. My old boxing trainer, Artie Artwell, used to tell me all the time, he had a great line about potential. Potential is a French word for you ain't worth a shit yet. Because that's the thing. Oh, the potential. But sometimes when you're given a lot of athletic ability, you take it for granted. And I'll be honest, if I reflect on a lot of things, sure, I took a lot of stuff for granted because I never thought I was going to get older. I never thought I would even achieve the success that I've had. I never thought I'd have a career in wrestling as long as I've had. I never did. I never expected it. I thought I was having fun for a couple of years. Like, I came in this business with loving it as a fan, being amazed that I was around all these guys that I watched on TV, and I didn't understand what they were trying to tell me business-wise. I didn't get it because I didn't understand what I was then. I was just like, oh my God, I'm making great bit of money. This is awesome. This is fun. Now I realized, no, this is a business and this is a responsibility. And I think it wasn't until later in my career that I started connecting all those dots and figuring out, okay, this is a business, and how do you stay at a top level and stay valuable to the company and also to your locker room and to yourself.
And what does that look like?
That was how it happened, how I connected the dots. Well, that's Stone Cold's fault. I blame him entirely. I went on a tour just before I started working with Lesnar, I think. Right around that time frame, I was on a European tour and I was wrestling Stone Cold. And I got nothing. I got 5 minutes, got beat up, kicked in the gut, stunned, had a beer poured on my head. I got Fit Finley laughing at me, which, if you know Fit's not going to hold your hand. He's, Fit's the last guy, if your spirit needs consoling, Fit will stomp on it. Fit's idea of a fun time is pulling your inner child out and kicking it. So I got John Laurinaitis. Show, damn it. You got to be a giant show. Okay, well, what does that mean? Do you want me to, beat the shit out of Stone Cold? What do you want? I couldn't connect the dots with what they were asking. And it's now it seems so simple, but then you're getting input from all over. So we get to Earl's Court in London, I think it was. And it's Stone Cold, Vince, myself. And Vince wanted Stone Cold to put me over in the dark match to kind of give me a shot in the arm to work with Lesnar. And I remember Steve at the time was chewing his Red Man, or his Levi Garrett, knowing him, some extremely heinous chewing tobacco. And he goes, I don't know, Vince. These people paid a lot of money to see Stone Cold Steve Austin drink a few beers and hit a stunner, not do a job to the fucking Big Show. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, he does know this business is fake, right? I could snap his ass in half. My feelings are, but he's 100% right. Because at that time, I didn't deserve to beat Stone Cold. I didn't, business-wise, I didn't. But my feelings were hurt. So Vince says, I'll talk to Steve. So they go sit in the bleachers, the arena's empty. And they're talking, and finally they're laughing, and they get up, and big man hug. Vince comes over to me and goes, well, Stone Cold has a point. I'm like, oh, no shit. The guy's the top guy in the company and sells all the t-shirts. I'm sure his point is much more valid than mine. So we go out and have the match. Steve was selling a little bit more for me. He was trying to help me. I bumped him to the floor. I get on the floor. I go to throw him back in the ring, and we mistimed it. My fault, whatever. When I went to throw him under the bottom rope, he was on the way down instead of jumping in the ring. And I pulled his shorts up his ass. So I gave him a wedgie, and his big white babyface ass cheek fell out. And there were a couple people that popped on it because he had a tan, but obviously he doesn't lay in the tanning bed nude. He's got his underwear on. So his ass was all white. So he was mad. So when I got in the ring, he hit me in the chin, those big burly knuckles, 3 times, pretty friggin' hard. Like where your ears ring kind of, off the tight, you big son of a bitch. He was, and I just got a little mad. So I grabbed him by the face and picked him up and ran him in the turnbuckle. I was like, I mean, I lost it. And I just remember having him by the face in the corner, like I was debating, just snapping him completely in half. And he goes, there you go, kid, way to fire up. And I was like, okay, yeah, we can work with this. So the rest of that match, I treated him like I would if I was doing an enhancement match. I body slammed him. I side slammed him. He'd come with offense. I would headbutt him. I would nose. I didn't put over anything. He had to fight for everything, and he had to fight hard. And then he hits me with a stunner. Okay, that's just finished. This is over. I lay down for the cover. He covers me. He goes, kick out. Now, this is how fast your brain works. I'm thinking, holy shit, he's trying to get me fired. Nobody kicks out of the stunner. If I kick out of his stunner, I'm going to get fired. You know, he told me to kick out. The referee's here. I know Kevin Dunn has the ring post mic'd. So, okay, well, we'll see what happens. I kicked out at 2 3/4. He goes, get up. I get up, hits me with another stunner. And the reaction was louder. We went through 7 stunners. The last one, he goes, I'm blowed up. Let's go home. So 3 count. Everybody's excited. It clicked in my brain. I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to work like I look. I can sell, but it's how I respond. And that was the biggest disconnect. Because if you no sell, it just looks like you can't work and the other guy can't punch. But you can sell anything, but it's how you respond. And that changed a lot for me and my attitude and working with things. Because if they weren't closing, I didn't leave the dead space there. I mean, I could give it right back to them. You know, okay, they don't know what to do. All right, boom, pick them up, drop them behind my shoulder, tell them to clip me in the knee. But we kept it moving where they were always potentially fighting from underneath. Because that's the story. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, the size of the fight in the dog and all that happy horse shit that people do to motivate themselves. But, you know.
The video of Stone Cold giving you the 5 stunners and you don't go down
has
become a meme. That's become a meme.
That's a loop, though. I really didn't take 5 and not go down.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's a loop. I don't see myself not selling a Stone Cold stunner, but then again, Chris, I've been accused of having
I'm going to pull this up.
I've had a really shoddy memory. I thought that was like some kind of...
So here it is. There's one.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was
they've turned this into a meme. This is what your alarm clock looks like.
Yeah. You know, what's funny? That is Steve working with me to make me a giant. And
then you finally sell it like
that. I think that was after we did our thing in London, but the difference was in London, we got counts in between. Timing's different on live TV. That was a house show. But that's Steve doing his... I earned Steve's respect. And I love Steve. I mean, my God, I love that dude to death. Like, I would call him every day if I know it wouldn't irritate him, you know, because like we can talk hunting and guns and cars and, you know, then I'll wear him out. So I use my Stone Cold time preciously because I love the dude to death. But I FaceTimed him one day and he answered the phone and goes, God damn, dude, what are you doing? I said, I'm just seeing what you do. He goes, dudes don't FaceTime dudes. Hang up and call me back regular. So I was like, I didn't know that dudes don't FaceTime dudes. Okay, I just want to see my friend. Hey, man, what's going on? You know, I was like, okay, note to self, dudes do not FaceTime dudes. I got that. I need to write that in my man book.
Have you always been able to do these great impressions?
Only people I really love, I guess. It's just, Steve always sunk into me really hard because to me, he's always had the coolest way of talking. Even in WCW, when I met him in WCW right before he exited, DDP Dallas says, hey, you want to go over and talk to Steve Austin? He's a good guy. You want to get to know him. This is before he became Stone Cold. I mean, he just got back from Japan, tore his tricep. I said, hey, I'm Paul. You know, nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you. Get down, you're a big son of a bitch. I was like, wow, this dude is cool. Like, It's like you could just listen to him talk about anything. So yeah, I'm still the kid when it comes to that. Now he's going to see this, and he'll probably not let me talk to him anymore.
This episode right here is brought to you by Beam's Dream Powder. You've heard me talk about Dream for years now. This is a key part of my nightly routine, and it keeps me fresh for interviews like this one. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. And the taste is just as good as how it makes you feel. My go-to is the cinnamon cocoa flavor right now. It's like a nice, warm, hot chocolate as you wind down before bed. And it's not just me. Beam has improved over 28 million nights of sleep. If you've been waiting for the right time to try Dream, this right here is it. Go to shopbeam.com/insight, use my code INSIGHT, and you'll get my exclusive offer for up to 40% off Beam's Dream Powder. So with my discount code, once again, it's INSIGHT, you can get their best-selling Dream Powder for just $39. Stop pretending like you're in your 20s and you can survive a whole day without a good night's sleep. You need it. Place your order for Beam and you will see the difference. That's shopbeam.com/insight.
I don't feel like you get enough respect for being the youngest world champion of all time.
Is that true though?
Yes.
I don't.
Randy Orton's always the name that comes up. He was 24. You were 23.
Yeah. I'm the worst at this, Chris. I'm the worst. I don't live in yesterday. I don't. What's today? What's tomorrow? So I remember Edge getting so pissed at me one day he almost punched me. Because we were doing something, we were doing the Vicky angle for WrestleMania, and we were having some live event match. I said, "Oh, hey man, I'm excited to work with you." I told him because I was excited to work with Edge, and he stopped and he looked at me and he got kind of red and he goes, "Show, we had a program 2 years ago." I went, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm excited to work with you again." That's what.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
That's what I meant to say. But I've always just what's today, what's tomorrow. I have 2 things up in my house, wrestling oriented. I have the championship that I took off Brock Lesnar because Paul Heyman put it in a case to hang on the wall and sent it to me because Paul knows me. I have that, and I have a picture of me, Taker, Shawn, and Cena after our WrestleMania, and we were all pretty lit. And I have that picture on my desk.
That's it.
That's it. I don't have any of my stuff up. I don't have a shrine with all my action figures and all my posters and chairs and my faces on it. No, it's just not me.
What's the thing that you've been most proud of in your career?
I would honestly have to say respect of the guys that I worked with. I never effed anybody over behind their back. I never intentionally hurt anybody. I was always careful with them. And guys that would come up and tell me that they enjoyed working with me, that it was easy working with me. That meant a lot. Because it wasn't that way in the beginning. In the beginning, I was too athletic. I was too strong. Guys were scared. They didn't want to help. As the business went along and I got better and seasoned and trustworthy, that means a lot. I have guys now that will still call me and, just good buds that call me and we laugh about old stuff and they tell me what's going on with them. And, that means a lot to me. It does. I got a few guys. I've been in a group text chat with a couple of guys for going on 16 years or something like that. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice to have that. You made a difference in other talents' lives, other coworkers' lives. You meant something to them. And I think that means a lot to me. And I'm always grateful, of course, for the fans, because I wouldn't be anywhere without them. But just as a personal note, I think the respect of the guys that I worked with means a lot.
Your size is obvious, but I think your athleticism gets slept on sometimes.
Well,
especially when we see like missile drop kicks or like.
Yeah, but God, Chris, you're killing me. I used to jump over the top rope.
Yes, I've seen the videos.
You know why I stopped doing that?
Why?
Because Vince fined me $500 for doing it.
What do you mean?
Because that's not how giants move. He was in a different mindset then. That was the thing that I was battling. Vince had Andre. Vince wanted Andre. Andre ruled the locker room with an iron fist. And, Andre did this and Andre did. I'm not Andre. I'm not a raging alcoholic, and I'm not a mean person. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you talk to Woods and Big E, they'll say that I'm grumpy, but that's just from traveling. I'm not really that grumpy a person. But I think it was always struggling with that. Everyone had an opinion of how I should work. Some people wanted me to work like Andre. When I was younger, I had so much athleticism. I was like, oh, I need to show this. I need to show this. And then it was like, no, you take away. I had Hogan call me, rest in peace. I had Hogan call me in Japan. I threw a drop kick in Japan off the top rope and hit Yasuda with it. And I got to my room. There was a blinking light in my hotel in my room. And the message says, please call Mr. Boleo when you get to your room. Ooh, hell, it ain't even Hulk. It's Mr. Boleo. Like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble. So I called Terry Collect, Japan, back then. He goes, brother, did you just do a drop kick off the top rope in Japan? I went, yeah, I did. He goes, brother, you ever do that again, I'll never work with you. Click.
Wow.
Because there were guys that they wanted Andre. I wasn't Andre. I wasn't Kane or Taker either. Those guys are tremendous athletes. Like, yeah, Kane and Taker are like two of the best big men I've ever seen in the business, in my opinion. They're the two of the best big men ever. So I wasn't them either. I was kind of a weird hybrid. So we tried to find along the way.
It took till that Stone Cold story to figure it out? It
took to that Stone Cold story to figure out what I needed to bring to the ring for business. Because that's why I had so many ups and downs, because a lot of times I'd work with guys that knew me and knew how to, I would say, present me in a way that I could be presented, and I would follow what they told me. And that worked. Like, I would work an Andre style match when I worked Hogan and Savage, and kind of the same with Luger. Sting did a lot of great work with me of trying to tell that story of how hard it is to cut me down. I remember Sting used to jump from the top turnbuckle from corner to corner with a diving elbow just to get me weak enough to finally take me off my feet with a diving stinger clothesline off the top rope. But Sting loved telling that story. And that's the thing when you're working, especially when you're green and big, like, you kind of got to have guys that are invested in telling that story and helping you too. And there were some guys that didn't want to tell that story. I never will forget one of my favorite moments with Road Dogg. And I love Road Dogg. Like, we get along great, and Road Dogg is brilliant, and I think Road Dogg has a lot more respect for me now, but there was one point in WWE, Road Dogg didn't have any respect for me. I had to go down, he was wrestling The Rock, and they're doing a spot, and for no reason, they send me down there to punch Road Dogg. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to help Rock win, I guess. So I went down, I'm still there, boom, I punched Road Dogg, I head back on. Then Road Dogg runs 2 or 3 more spots, and then finally they do the thing with Rock. But if you read between the lines, it's like, I'm not selling that weak shit, So, I mean, it's good to work through that and go through those trials and tribulations and find it. I mean, there was a lot of, I came out, my first match was against Hulk Hogan. Like, if you've been in this business a while, yeah, it pisses you off. And when the kid kind of does okay, because most everybody's first match is kind of a stinker, when you kind of succeeded on that level. And yes, I made a ton of mistakes when I first started, because I looked at everything like a team. And going, oh, you break my balls, I'll break your balls. Well, older veterans love to break balls, but older veterans don't like to get balls broken back. So when you say something smart back, oh, kid's got an attitude, he's arrogant, he's this, he's that. It's like, no, I'm just effing around like you guys.
Yeah. So
that's why I say sometimes in a drawer full of knives, I was a spoon, And yeah, and I would create my own problems. I'm not an innocent victim by any means. I fully well, like, if I went back in time, I'd have a talk with myself too. I'd be like, hey, dipshit, come here. We need to have a talk. But to work through that and get the other side, and to be able to take guys that liked you but didn't have respect for you, and to be able to turn that around into respect levels, I'm pretty proud of that.
How was it working with The Rock?
Easy. Other than the fact that he wouldn't look at me when he punched me.
What do you mean?
Rock used to love to tell the story of me being on one knee and him being the same height with me on one knee. So he would spread his legs out really wide when he's throwing those punches. And he loved that visual of, here's this giant on one knee and here's The Rock. but most of the time he's looking at himself punching me on the Titantron. It's like, hey, if you looked at me, you might not potato me every time, but no, I'm just breaking his balls. He was great. Rock was always fun to work with, and you always knew what Rock was going to do. Rock was going to pop the crowd. He was going to make fun and just sell for him. I used to love to sell for Rock, making fun, like somebody got a haircut, like
that one. And well, it's the big
oh
slow.
My God, they did that. Him and Stone Cold killed me one time in the Garden. They had me so mad I wanted to kill them both. It was a main event at the Garden. It was a triple threat, me, Rock, and Stone Cold. And I come to the ring, and I'm not Rock. I'm not Stone Cold. I'm new here. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff that everybody does, because I didn't get that coaching in WCW. Like, those guys were all in the chill zone. These guys were all a bunch of hungry dogs. So there was the information, and the hand holding wasn't flowing as freely as it was in WCW. So I come to the ring, I step over the top rope, and Rock and Stone Cold both are like, and I just sucked the wind right out of me. It just killed me right there, sucked the wind right out of me. The guy was like, oh, why are you guys being mean? That's not nice. Like, damn, that's not necessary. Because it was funny and it was good. But it was, I look back at a lot of that stuff now, and even Bradshaw used to aggravate me and drive me nuts all the time. But I look back now, it was good for me, because so saying I learned to eat a lot of shit sandwiches and like it. So yeah, I had to learn I went through the things that most of them went through in smaller territories and making mistakes and learning before I kind of went through that all there. So I'm totally fine with all of it. It was good. It's a good ribbon.
It's become an observation of how many times you turned face or heel, right?
You know why? Arn Anderson told me, dumbest thing you ever did, kid, was learn how to work. So, and he meant it. I was able to be a good opponent for what we were doing. I knew that, me personally, I don't think I should have ever been champion. You don't need a giant to be champion. You need a giant to be an obstacle for the upcoming champion. You need something, a wall, a mountain, something that has to be overcome so that next talent can be on its way. There's a damn good living to be made in that position. I think the last time I got the title was just because I've been like 5 or 6 years in title matches all the time, hadn't won the damn thing. I think, well, he's been in here a while. We might want to put it on him so we get some validity out of it. But I was okay with that. I enjoyed that, because I look back at my career now. I got to help create, some big stars. From I was early working with Roman and early working with Cody, and there were a lot of talents that I had a great Kofi and Woods and Cesaro, big moment Cesaro at Claudio at WrestleMania. Like, those were all good moments for me. I always understood that I'm not, and this is no way am I putting myself down. So I'm not, no, it's not, I'm not a leading man. I'm not Rock. I'm not Stone Cold. I'm not John Cena. I'm not the leading guy. I'm the funny sidekick, or I'm Thanos the villain. That's where I fall in, and that's okay.
But it's great to hear the perspective of why you turned face or heel so many times. It was
needed it.
Right. If you were working a heel, you're a babyface.
Yeah.
If you're working a babyface, you're a heel.
Yeah.
You're trying to make them look good.
That's the whole name of the game. Like, my philosophy is different. Like, what I took to the business and brought to it, not that it's any, super algorithmic formula that's going to guarantee success. I looked at what I brought to the table and what are my responsibilities. Get the match over, get my opponent over, and the third thing is going to happen, I will get myself over. I didn't know how to do those things early in the beginning, because it was, do I just go out and get myself over? Do I do this? Just figuring out how to respond on things, just a couple of little tweaks, and then also trusting the other talent and talking to them, explaining to them what we're doing. And once you explain to guys, no, bro, this is, if we do this right and we build this here, this will get a bigger reaction. And then guys get crazy. Like your buddy Ray, you're wearing his sneakers. Yeah.
Aren't they great?
Yeah. Ray used to be insane with the stuff that he wanted me to do with him.
Oh, the stuff on the stretcher is crazy.
Well, I hate that spot. That gives me nightmares. That went so bad.
It did?
Oh, that went terrible. Because it was my idea, because Ray was tied in it, and then I thought I'd rib him in the afternoon. We were going, I'll just pick him up and scare him. And I was like, oh, this isn't that tough. And I said, oh, what if I swing in the pole? And he was like, oh my God, that'll look crazy.
It does.
But the whole thing was I was going to swing him in the pole. I was going to swing him in the pole again. You know what I mean? And I was going to shove him back in the ring. Somebody before us, or because it sure as hell wasn't me, the guys used to put this conditioner crap on their hair. And sometimes it would get on the ropes and it makes your hands so slimy. Like even if you grab the top rope getting out of the ring, your hand just comes right off of it. So when I swung Ray into that pole, that thing popped right out of my hands. Like it squeezed like a hard-boiled egg or something. It just popped right out. And then I saw Ray go, and I went, oh, I just killed Ray. Oh, Jesus. So I'm freaking out on the inside, but we're still doing our thing. He's moving. Oh, God, they're putting him in the ambulance. Oh, my God. So I ran back to the locker room, grabbed my clothes, threw them in the car, and drove to the hospital in my rental car. Because I'm thinking like, oh, man, if Ray's seriously fucked up, I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm done. Because I really cared about taking care of the other guys. And I get there, and Ray's sitting in the hospital bed with his hands behind his head, just chilling. Hey, man, that was good, huh? And I'm like, you're okay? Oh, yeah, man, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah. I want to get, like, you know what I went through driving over here worrying? Like, but, Ray used to love in the house shows when he worked. He used to love to sit on the top turnbuckle and have me chop him in the chest, and he would bump from the top turnbuckle to the floor. And it looked like he got assassinated. There's a loud smack, and then boom, there's no more Ray. He just disappears and goes down. And Arn Anderson was the agent. And Arn said, when I see you do that, Ray, he says, I want to call the police on you. It's not me, it's his idea. It's not me doing that. That's Ray that's getting me in trouble.
Hey, quick timeout. This episode is brought to you by Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. I gave them my name and my email address. That's it. And they came back with a full report a few days later, and they were like, is this your address? Is this your phone number? Is this your mom's full name? Is this your dad's full name? Did you go to this high school? Why, yes. Yes, I did. And all of that info was out there. So after you pay for a subscription with them, they go to those data brokers and they make sure that they delete it. Hence the name Delete Me. And as long as you're subscribed, they'll continue to monitor your personal information to make sure it doesn't show up anywhere else online. And as someone with an active online presence like myself, privacy is really important to me. And I'm sure it is to you too. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for anyone who's watching this. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/insight and use the promo code INSIGHT at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is by going to joindeleteme.com/insight and enter that code INSIGHT at checkout.
How did you think up the idea to tell the audience?
Accident. Complete accident. Certainly do not think I am smart enough to come up with that on my own. We were somewhere working, and I used to always just do those chops and roll through them. And there was one guy in the front row that was just on my ass. And that's okay. But it's almost at the point like, enough, dude. Like, you're here to watch us. The show's not about you. But, he got under my skin. Let's just call it what it is. So I looked right at him and I went, shh, and the whole place went dead quiet. And we had probably 12, 13,000 people in the building, and it went dead quiet. And then I hit the chop and it resonated so loud. I went, well, that works. So, and it was a good way too of not doing too many chops. Because that's the thing you got to be careful of too when you're a giant. Like, you can't do so many things in a row. You shouldn't, because the more you do and the less impact, the less result. Like, okay, if I really go after a guy with 5 or 6 big boots, well, he should be dead or pulp. So we pull it back. Because I think a lot of times the way I was told is our job in the ring for that brief amount of time is to try to suspend belief, the fans' belief. We all know it's work. We all know we're characters. And you'll talk to every wrestling fan that will, oh, I'm a fan. I know it's fake, but I'm still a fan. But they'll say, but this one time, no, it wasn't that one time. That one time we did our job and got you. You know, because this is, you know, in the end, this is, and I know, don't get me wrong, there are egos. I mean, there are a lot of guys that I've worked with that I don't like, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys that don't like me. You don't like everybody you work with. I mean, personalities clash. But our job is to go out there and, I think it was William Regal that used to talk to me a lot about being crisp with things, crisp. And he had such an elegant way of saying it, you know, when he was clubbing me in the throat with a clothesline. But no, he was fantastic. But the guys that are really good, when you watch them work, they pull you into it. And you know this is a work, whatever your favorite word is. But their execution of what they're doing, the drama in the moment, the execution, the choice of the moves being done, the selling, the responding, the emotion that goes through that's the artwork that I love. That's that magic of, and it doesn't have to be me doing it. I just appreciate that artwork. And it's tough sometimes when you say in between, you see talent working hard, but they're missing that little thread, that little bridge, that little connection. To let that resonate, to let that set. More doesn't necessarily mean better. You know, so yeah, that's a long-winded statement that went nowhere. But
one of the big moments of suspending belief is you breaking the ring with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I know, and they effed that up too. God darn it.
What do you mean?
Well, because we did it again. Vince and I had an argument about that, and of course he's the boss, so he won. But you know, I don't have any stroke. But like we did that thing with Lesnar, and it was so well done. And I'm not a big fan of like lying to the fans, you know. Like even when they had me as Andre's kid, that was, oh, I loved your dad. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, my dad was a mechanic. I'm glad he made a good impression. You know what I mean? But it's, you know, it's a storyline. I get it, but that ring thing was so good because like everybody knew, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. It was great. Perfect. It was chef's kiss. Then a couple years later, they want to do it again. I'm like, why are we doing it again? Different audience. They need to experience the same feeling. No. And then now my career is the guy that, like Rock said that one time, oh yeah, you're the guy that breaks stuff. Yeah, that's my career. I've broken the ring 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that's me. I break stuff. Cool.
But then you broke that laptop in half.
I did. But that's one of my favorite interactions with him. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun because he just...
People believed that ring break for years.
It was just so well done.
Yes.
So well done. Executed the sell, the ref bump, Taz's reaction.
Yes.
It was just,
Taz cursing really sold it.
Yeah, and it was right on the money. But, you know, doing it, you know, now that the secret's out, we had different positions to be in. They had to lift that ring on an airbag. So when Brock and I are getting up to that top turnbuckle, that ring is doing this. You can't see it on TV, but you damn sure could feel it climbing up there. I'm not the most nimble guy in small spaces. And we could feel that moving up there.
And the whole match, you're working on a ring that's kind of floating?
We did a spot, someone I forget now, we had one spot double down or something. At that double down, I think they zoomed in on the two of us in the middle of the ring. That's when they raised the ring. And I think you'll hear a ping somewhere in there where they release the locking pins on the ring post. You know, and then from then we had to climb up the corner and do all this with this thing like moving. So yeah, there's a part of it's like, yeah, I'm going to wind up on my head. This is going to be a short trip to nowhere. And then when it happened, I remember laying there going, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This is really good. Yeah, I was proud of that. I'm still proud of the bump, but I would have taken that one to my grave. You know, that was like one of those, like, yeah, that's a good one. And then we stooge it off. So, you know.
As wrestling fans, we've been hearing a lot about VPNs these days, and it's true. You can access content that's available in other countries, but might not be available where you live, or maybe it's available at a fraction of the cost in those other places. NordVPN is my go-to. With just a few clicks, you can change your virtual location, which allows you to get access to that content as if you live there. On top of that, they've got your back when it comes to security. When I'm traveling, I'm logging into public Wi-Fi at a hotel or at an airport, and NordVPN gives me peace of mind knowing that I'm protected from hackers who might be trying to steal my personal information. You can use it on any device like your phone, your laptop, your tablet, and it's lightning fast. So if you want to check out NordVPN, head to nordvpn.com/CVV and you can access our exclusive deal, which gives you a huge discount plus 4 extra months. And there's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So give it a try. That's nordvpn.com/CVV or check out the link down below.
How long did it take you to start to really lean into the comedy stuff?
Not hard. I love making people laugh, Chris. I wish I was funnier. Like, I have friends that are like real comedians, and I have yet to make them laugh. Like, one of the funniest joke tellers I know is William Regal. I have known him since 1995, and I have never made him laugh. And I'm sure it's a rib that he won't put it over, but he goes, "You're not funny. Stop it." And he walks off. I'm like, well, that was a good joke, man. Come on. Give me a smirk. Give me something. But I just, I think it's a way to connect with people. Like, it's a little bit difficult to be, I don't realize how big I am or how massive I am. I really don't. I'm regular like all of you until like I go to get in a car or do different things like, oh yeah, I am a friggin' monster. But relating with people and stuff like that, I don't see that. So when I'm real sensitive to people's like energy around me, so I try to make them laugh and I make fun of myself. All that self-deprecating humor is my go-to because I'm like, if I can make fun of me, you can make fun of me too, and like everybody's good.
Your range is tremendous. And the first interview we did.
So how much money am I going to owe you on this show? Jeez.
The first interview we did in Miami, where we were standing in front of the ocean.
Shit myself? Yeah.
Do you want to tell that story?
I don't care. Dude, I have no shame.
WWE got so mad at me because I posted the interview, as I always do, just as it is, right? And we came back. So in the middle of the interview, you're like, "I'm so sorry. I got to go to the bathroom right now.
Right now. I'd say go to the bathroom. I didn't say what really happened. But yeah.
So then we paused, and then you went inside.
Yes. Well, what had happened was, because that was in Miami, right?
Yeah.
I had one of my first Cuban coffees, and it went straight through me. And while we're doing that interview, I'm like, okay, well, I can get through an interview. I'll be all right. But no, I'm not going to get through this interview. I am about to poo all over this young man. And I'm sorry, dude. I need to take a break. I got to go.
And I was like, okay. So then you went in, you did your business. We came back out, and I was like, oh, we'll just pick it right back up where we were. And you're like, no, let's say it. Yep. No. And yet, you were being super honest. Like, I don't mind, man.
I don't care.
I had
everybody does number 2. It happens. Yeah. It's funnier when a giant almost does it on himself. That's funny.
So I just kept that all in there because I'm like, back to what you were just saying, self-deprecating humor.
Sure.
Like, right. Like making light of it. So I put the interview up.
I think it killed my chance to be a Calvin Klein underwear model, to tell you the truth. So I think they were looking at me for their big and tall. And after that interview, they're like, oh, we don't want this guy pooing on our product.
So I put that up as it was because, you made light of the situation. And they were like, edit that part out. And I said, oh, are you sure? Like it already has 100,000 views in like 4 hours. Are you sure?
Well,
and they were like, could you just edit that one part out? So I needed to take the video down, re-upload the entire thing. And
then everybody said, why'd you take that part out?
Yeah. They were like, why'd you re-upload this?
Because
I said, oh, there was a glitch or something.
Yeah.
But I think at that point, it was like closing in on like 1 million views or something.
Yeah. So 1 million people saw me almost poo myself. Oh, that's good. So yeah, I've learned not to mess with coffee. I drink like energy drinks.
Sure.
But coffee in me is within 20 minutes of having a coffee, I need to go be alone because something's happening.
But in that interview, we talked about your range and like the idea that like you're able to get really emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're able to like.
It's probably because I'm batshit nuts. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever it is. Like the promos where you get like, you'll cry.
Yeah.
Like that is a skill that not many wrestlers have.
It's funny because I'm actually working with an acting coach right now. I do class once a week. Even now, I do classes, and I've been doing Oleana. I'm doing Doubt. I've done Shakespeare. Things that I'll never get for a part.
Could you give us some Shakespeare?
Mark Anthony's funeral is what I've done. So no, we're not doing that. That's not going viral. I could give you, because I'm working on Doubt now, I could give you the parable from scene 7 where the priest is talking. Yeah, I can do that. Let me see. Oh boy, I'm putting myself on the line here. All right. A woman was gossiping with a friend about a man she hardly knew. I know none of you have ever done this. That night she had a dream that a great hand appeared above her and pointed down at her. She was immediately seized by an overwhelming sense of guilt. The next day she went to confession. She got the old parish priest, Father O'Rourke. She asked the old man, is gossiping a sin? Was that the great hand of God Almighty pointing down at me? Should I be asking for your absolution, Father? Tell me, have I done something wrong? Yes, Father O'Rourke answered her. Yes, you badly brought up ignorant female. You bore false witness against your neighbor. You played fast and loose with his reputation, and you should be heartily ashamed. So, the woman said she's sorry and asked for forgiveness. Not so fast, says O'Rourke. I want you to go home. Take a pillow up to your roof and cut it open with a knife and come back here to me. So the woman goes home, takes a pillow off the bed, a knife from the drawer, goes up the fire escape to the roof, and stabs the pillow and returns to the old priest as instructed. Did you gut the pillow with a knife? He says. Yes, Father. And what was the result? Feathers, she says. Feathers, he repeated. Feathers everywhere, Father. Now, I want you to go back and gather up every feather that flew out on the wind. She says, well, it can't be done, Father. I don't know where they all went. The wind took them all over. And that is gossip. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. So in this particular scene, well, wow. I'm sure I chopped it up a little bit, but again, I'm working on it, so be patient.
Wow.
He's a priest. This is a great movie with Meryl Streep's in it and Seymour Hoffman. And he's a priest that Sister Aloysius, who's played by Meryl Streep, thinks he's doing something wrong with the kids. So she doesn't have any proof, but she thinks it. This character is a priest. It's in the 1960s. So his whole thing, that was a message that he did at a parable in church, but he's also sending a message to her about gossiping, kind of thing. So it's actually a really good play. I'm enjoying it. I tease my acting coach. I'm like, wow, so I give you the vibes of a pedophile priest. So, but it's fun work to do that, to challenge yourself. And there are tremendous actors out there that are way better, but it's a fun exercise for me.
What have you done to tap into that really emotional side of you?
It's funny. I broke through that doing Knucklehead, believe it or not, with Mark Feuerstein. It's a funny. I had to do a scene, and where I had to be emotionally upset. It's a scene in the movie, and not Knucklehead's Gone with the Wind, but my character had made a lot of mistakes, and he's looking at a mirror in a gas station bathroom, and the mirror's cracked, and it's like the face of the Gorgon. There's a lot of symbolism with it, and trying to get emotional. But I went on set that day, like, no one's talking to me. It's like what I do, like, eat everybody's catering. Like, why is everybody mad at me? And I went over to the director, Michael Walks, and said, hey, everybody's kind of, did I do something wrong? Did I get heat? And he goes, oh no, they know your scene today is a big scene, so everybody's trying to give you your space to prepare. And then I'm going, prepare for what? Like, I'm just looking in the mirror. Like, what am I supposed to do? So then I sit down and think, and then understand, okay, well, I need to be emotional in this. Okay, well, what's the right emotion? So we go in, and it's this little bitty real gas station bathroom. There's a cameraman shoved in there, and it's real small. And I'm just looking at this mirror. I think I got a little tear of embarrassment and frustration for the character. And then I went back to my trailer and started bawling. I couldn't stop crying. I had snot bubbles going. I was hyperventilating. And I called Mark Feuerstein. I said, I don't know. I think something broke. Because I was like, I never cried like that. Never. And he says, oh, buddy, that's a good thing. That's an actor. That's a breakthrough. You tapped into that. Now you have a direct main line to that emotion if you need it. I don't fucking like it. But it was very cathartic and very helpful to go through that. So that's a lot of what I'm trying to do. Not so much the crying, the emotion stuff now, but trying to put yourself in situations and scenes and understanding what I need from the scene. Because what's your motivation? No, what do you need? You need something to see. You need something from them. They need something from you. And how do I understand that? And then, usually if I understand it, the words fall into place. So we're working on it. I mean, it's tough too, because you don't think of a 7-foot, 380-pound giant as somebody that's really trying to be a legit good actor, not a doorman or, the big thug or, yeah, I'm working on it.
What was your first movie role?
My first movie role was Reggie's Prayer, which is a horrendous experience of not understanding the business. It seems to be a common theme with me. I tend to get into things I really have no idea what I'm doing now that I'm noticing that. It was a Christian movie with Reggie Wight, Pat Morita, and MC Hammer. And I'm the only white dude in the movie, and I'm the town drug dealer. Pat Morita is the high school principal. And Reggie Wight is Reggie Wight, who quit the NFL to be a high school football coach because he had a dream from God that the kids needed him. So not understanding budgets and how the movie business worked, because I literally walked in that movie, never done a movie, and I'm a fan. I love movies. Oh, this is great. I know my lines. I say my lines. And they're like, great. Oh, one take? Wow, I'm really good at this. Oh, they didn't have a lot of money. I got the dialogue out. I had a fight with Reggie where I hit him with a board in a warehouse and it broke apart and it was styrofoam. I was like, hey, the inside of that board's blue. Oh, they'll touch it up in post. No, they didn't touch it up in post. The inside of the board's blue, And I'm trying to be so helpful, and there's one scene where it's like not understanding things. There's one scene where I drop kick Reggie out in the middle of a field. Well, it was in Tennessee and it was 40 degrees outside and it was red clay dirt and it was like dropping on concrete. And I did 25 of them because they were trying to get the right angles and different angles, and they slow-moed it. And I can't remember. I don't know if they did it or if John Cena did it when he made fun of me, because John Cena, I still have the DVD. One after John found that movie and played it in the afternoon and it's so John goes, get your boner pants, because he does the whole talk over to the movie. And they throw the $6 Million Man that noise when I jumped to do the drop kick, and they highlighted a lot of stuff that I did that was really bad. And it's hysterical. I still have that DVD. It's one of the most precious things anyone's ever gave me. And it's a complete rib fest. There were people that were howling ringside because it was atrocious. It would come on BET at like 3 a.m. But hey, I got to hang out. And MC Hammer was the game warden, because I eventually flee into the mountains of Washington to Mount Hood. And the way it was in the script, there was going to be helicopters and all this stuff. And I just end up like sleeping in a tent. And I remember I was cooking, I have one of the kids as a hostage, and I'm cooking chicken in a frying pan on a fire. Because, I'm telling it's rabbit. It's good. I'm talking like this because I'm a bad guy. But I got a briefcase. And it looks like it's gold in it, but it's really a miniature train set that I carry everywhere, because I guess that's what I do. And so I'm cooking this chicken and I'm trying to do my lines and overact and push, or whatever you want to call it. So I picked the chicken up out of the frying pan, not realizing, yeah, it's in a frying pan, dumbass, it's hot. So in my brain, I'm going, ow, 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 ow. And then I got to eat it. And I'm like, ow, 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 ow. While I'm chewing, all this is going on in my mind, in my face. And I'm like, yeah, you really didn't think this through. Like, I went to Green Bay. The premiere was in Green Bay. Brett Favre was there. And you know, it's a nice little theater for the premiere. And I'm all excited. Like, yeah, movie premiere. This is good. Yeah, I'm on my way. I couldn't get far enough under the seat after I started seeing my work. Like, I was trying my best to turn invisible. Like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, it was humbling. So, and then I think I did Waterboy, which
legendary.
That was one take.
One take.
One take.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
And that was just me blatantly ripping off Hulk. Because I wasn't even going to do it. They were doing interviews at Orlando, and everybody, and I heard Jim Duggan had gone and read for it. I was like, oh, well, Duggan will get it. He's amazing. Captain Insano, Jim Duggan, yeah, he'll get it. Like, oh. And then the casting director, she saw me and she says, would you please just come read? And I was like, sure, okay. So I just took the verbiage and did Hogan, ripped him off. And then she's like, oh my God, that's what we're looking for. That's it. Congratulations, you're Captain Insano. I'm like, okay. What did I just do? You know, I didn't know. And then Adam had me, and you know, it's a funny thing about Adam Sandler too. He was, that whole group, his whole crew, dude, they're so amazing. They were so nice to me. And Adam's mom, like I would run into them at the Super Bowl. And I ran into the Super Bowl in Miami, and this little Jewish lady comes up and she grabs my hand. And she says, you're in a movie with my son. I said, I was? Yes, yes. My son, Adam. I said, oh, you're Adam Sandler's mom. Yes, ma'am, I sure was. You've got to come say hello to Adam. So she held me by my hand and took me over to like where Adam's people were in him or
wow.
Super Bowl. And she's like, this is Adam's big friend, Paul. He's a pro wrestler.
Big friend.
Yeah, but she was so darn sweet, you know? And Adam was like, hey, man. I said, dude, it's awesome. But all those guys were super cool. And that was a great, great moment. And then I did Jingle All The Way.
I love that every Christmas we get to see you in Jingle All The Way.
I know. I'm pretty proud of that. That was a lot of fun. Like I had a good time on that set, hanging out with Arnold. And, you know, again, I shot myself in the foot on that movie too.
Why? What do you mean?
So I'm sitting around, we're waiting on a lens for the warehouse scene. And I guess it was like $1 million to rent this lens. And there was only 2 of them in LA. And the original crew that had it rented was 6 hours late. And our production is held. Anyway, I don't know how those things worked. But apparently it was a big hoodoo and a lot of producers are mad and everything. So I'm just sitting around in my Santa suit, chilling. You know, I'm sitting next to the little monitors and stuff, you know. And this guy comes in like in a jogging suit, short hair, round glasses, like he'd gone for a run, you know, obviously to work off some stress. So he sits down and I thought he was a sound guy. I didn't know who he was. You know, number one rule I learned then, everybody's important. Be careful who you talk to. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, you believe how much fucking money they waste doing this shit? Like really $1 million on a lens? Like whose fucking dumb idea was that? You know? And then, oh, I know it's crazy. You know, some of these shots are just, sometimes you got to have it. You know, I'm like, yeah, it makes me want to be in the lens business. You know, whatever my stupid conversation was. He goes, hi, I'm Christopher Columbus. Oh, yeah.
The director.
Yeah. The guy that's making all these decisions. You went for a run because you're so pissed because production's being held up because you don't have your lens. Yeah, yeah. And then hanging out with Arnold, which was great. And
yeah, how was he on set?
On set, he was awesome. At one point, he was supposed to hook my suspenders in one of those hooks, and it was supposed to yank me through the warehouse, but they couldn't figure out how to rig it up. So while I'm hanging in the harness, I'm just hanging there. My feet's off the ground. He slaps me in the nuts and goes, pay attention. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm swinging. You know, it's fun, guy shit. So then we were doing a shot where Vern Troyer was supposed to get zip-lined when I punched him up in Arnold's back. But they were trying to figure out how to do the close-up without getting the wires and the harness and all that stuff. So I said, I can just stand off camera and chunk him. And they were like, you can do it? I said, no, yeah, I can do it safely. Like, what, 40 pounds? Yeah, I got it. So the part where poor Vern Troyer hits the toy boxes, I'm off camera like this, holding him by his little Santa suit like this. And they go, okay. I went, and that's how I shoot him right there. And they, oh, that was great. That'll work. Meanwhile, Vern Troyer is mad as shit because I treated him like a pillow. You know what I mean? He wasn't a big fan of mine. So he went from talking to me every day to not talking to me to the rest of the entire shoot. So, all right, well, learned a lesson there. So it brings me back to Arnold. I have a story for you about Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
I felt like Arnold and I bonded on Jingle All The Way. I had met a childhood hero. We talked about cigars. We talked about Andre. I felt like I know Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can call Arnold Schwarzenegger at least an acquaintance and quite possibly a friend. A couple years go by, doing something. Arnold's there. I come up. Hey, Arnold. He looks at me. Arnold Schwarzenegger, nice to meet you. It's like, oh, shit. He doesn't remember me. Wow, that sucks. But, hey, I get it. He's Arnold. Who am I at the time then? Some time goes by again. Now, meanwhile, I'm getting a little bit more famous and a little bit more recognizable. I'm starting to understand that people don't forget me. Run into him again. Hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, nice to meet you. I'm like, wow, he really doesn't remember meeting me. Like, okay, well, it's Arnold, busy dude, a lot going on. So now he comes to like WWE Raw, I think it was. Joe Manganiello's there. So I think he's governor at the time, actually, because he had security. So I went by to say hi to Arnold. Again, I'm still looking for that, oh, I remember you.
Yeah. We made a movie together.
Like, dude, you slapped me in the nuts. We bonded. Like, dude, really? So I go in, I talk to the security says, oh, Big Show, you want to say hi to Arnold? I said, yeah, man, absolutely. So he opens the door. I go in the dressing room. Joe's there, I meet Joe. Joe and I became fast friends. We had D&D and just, I like Joe Manganiello a lot, just a good dude. So Arnold's in a conversation. Arnold turns around, looks right at me, goes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, nice to meet you. And I'm like, ooh, damn. Like, really? This is number 4 now. This is 4 times you've met me. I get if you don't remember my name, but now you don't remember me?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Didn't sell it. Even Joe's looking at me like, oh, that's kind of rough.
How do you forget a guy who's 7 feet tall?
Well, yeah. And even Joe, it's funny, Joe says, weren't you in Jingle All The Way? I'm like, yeah, I was. All right, man, I gotta get to work. I'm pissed. So now this is going on. I would see him at Gold. I'm on the wall in Gold's Gym in Venice. I'm on the freaking wall. Okay? Like,
And he works out there every day.
I know he's walked by and seen that picture. I know he has. So I see Arnold in the gym. He's walking. I just went, hey, what's up, Arnold? He stops, turns around, sticks out his hand, goes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, nice to meet you. And I'm like this over dramatic, like it's the first time we've ever meeting. Bro, I couldn't work out. I was like, wow, this son of a bitch. Like, I mean, Arnold was living in my head rent free. Like, I'm like, you know what? Next time he's around, I'm not going to say hi to him. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So then I get a call from WWE that I have to go to the Arnold Classic. He's given an award. WWE had done something and he's given an award. So they want me to get it. So I'm there with Mark Henry. And Mark Henry knows this whole story. And Mark Henry's trying to calm me down. Because I'm like, no, you know what? If he pulls that nice to meet you shit, I'm going to go off. I said, there's respect. And there's like, nah, man, you're going to remember me this time. You might not ever like me, but you're going to remember me. Like, this is bullshit. And Mark's like, man, calm down, dude. Like, it's not that big a deal. I'm like, nah, dude. He's going to remember me. I'm like, no, this is bullshit. So I've created this whole scenario in my mind that I am so unmemorable that Arnold can't take the time to remember me, but he knows all these stories about Andre, so it's like, really? Okay. All right. You're going to remember me now. So while I'm waiting off to the side to go out to get this award that he's presenting, he starts telling stories. My good friend Paul, we were in Jingle All The Way together and so big and such a tremendous athlete. And he goes into his whole spiel where he puts you over. And I go out there to get there where he looks at me and winks. He ribbed me for 12 years. 12 years that man made me feel, because and that's how brilliant Arnold is. What's the one thing that I know I bring to the table? Not the most handsome, not the most athletic, not the strongest, none of that. but you're going to remember meeting me. I know that. I have that gift. You don't forget meeting me. That's my ticket to the dance.
Sure.
He knew that would be my card, and he took that from me for 12 years.
For 12 years.
For 12 years, he lived rent-free in my head. And I was like, thank you very much. And then I went out the rest of the thing. I was just like, I told Mark, I said, dude, it was a work the whole time. He went, Mark liked to pee himself laughing so hard. He fell over slapping. He says, oh, that's great. I'm like, no, man, that's not cool, man. He was in my head for 12 years, man. 12 years.
What a story.
That's a great story. So, yeah.
We all have non-negotiables in life. For me, getting quality sleep is absolutely non-negotiable. Ever since I switched to a Helix Midnight Lux mattress, my sleep has completely changed. I'm falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up actually feeling refreshed. And it's not just my experience. Helix found that 82% of people increase their deep sleep while sleeping on a Helix mattress. Amazing. When you switch to Helix, you're upgrading to a premium mattress that is customized to fit your personal needs and is conveniently shipped to your door. They have a supportive hybrid design, and you can choose to elevate your mattress with premium cooling options. I did that for sure. The best part, you get seamless returns, exchanges, and a risk-free experience. So if you're making upgrades this spring, start with your sleep. Go to helixsleep.com/CVV for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/CVV for 20% off site-wide. Make sure you enter the name of our show after checkout so they know that we're the ones who sent you there for a better night of sleep. helixsleep.com/CVV.
What do you think is your most impressive feat of strength?
I don't know. I don't think of myself as like I think of Kane as being strong. I think of Mark Henry being strong. I think of Brock. Myself, I used to take Coors Light bottle caps off of my thumb. I was like, I take it off.
But isn't there a story about like a door being locked and you're like, oh yeah, like stuff like that?
Well, yeah, I don't think that's strong. That's just physics. I put 500 pounds of ass behind a kick. Vince and I were doing something, and his office door in the building we're in had one of those steel doors with a double bolt lock thing, and it kept locking on him. And he had to get to his office to get something, and we were doing something together, but he needed to get out of his office, and the door's locked, and he's getting pissed, and they didn't have the door open, and we didn't have time. And he goes, door's locked. He's pressing, I can get it open. He goes, and Vince is a lunatic. He's like, how? I said, kick it open. He goes, you can. I said, you pay for it? He goes, you kick it open, I'll pay for it. He stepped off the side, boom, I kicked the door, blew it open.
First shot.
Yeah, wasn't nothing to it.
You don't think that's a feat of strength?
I think it's just physics. 500 pounds.
Stop selling yourself short.
No, it's just
that's insane.
It's just 500 pounds of ass with a boot. So
you know what would happen if I tried to do that?
Well, you don't have 500 pounds of ass, Chris.
I do not.
I think my right leg weighs more than you. So
That's probably
accurate. Hey, here's the thing. You can get Rey Mysterio sneakers. I can't, Ray. Why don't I have Rey Mysterio Jordans, Ray?
What size do they need to be?
17 wide.
Okay. I mean, they're basketball shoes. They're Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think they come in a size 17 wide?
I don't know. I'm just breaking your balls. I think they're cool, though.
They are great shoes. Yeah. They have a little message on the inside here.
What does it say? What's the message say?
You speak Spanish?
Me? I'm the largest white man in America. No.
What is that? I don't know.
Nope. And I'm not going to try to mess that up.
I don't.
Right now, I have tons of Latin friends in Miami that just all slapped their forehead that I didn't know what that was. So they're like, oh, man, why did we even hang out with you?
You just know the dirty words?
I know the dirty words, yes. I know the words to get in trouble. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What do you think's your greatest feud?
Oh, my goodness. I've had some good ones.
Yes.
Actually, a feud that I really enjoyed was Sheamus. I really enjoyed that feud. I enjoyed the physicality of it. I enjoyed the fight we had in the pub, the way we went at each other. It just seemed like for a brawler type match, it just seemed like it worked. I really enjoyed that. Although at one point I thought I had something wrong with my liver. because I was sitting on my bus one day and I'm looking down and I have all these yellow, green, blue bruises all over me. And I'm like, geez, maybe I need to get some blood work. Is there something going on with me? Like, why am I don't. Then I'm watching back. I watched the house show tapes back, and every time I went to punch Sheamus in the stomach, he would elbow me in the forearm. I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. So then I would fake it, and then when he moved his elbow, then I'd crack him anyway. But because, like Sheamus is not afraid to knock the piss out of you. So I just need to know where we're at in the game. Are we working light or are we working snug? Because I'm happy to go either way.
How do you like to work?
I like snug. I like snug is easy. When people are coming at me, safe. Like, don't punch me in the teeth or the nose and be a dipshit. But if you're going to bring a clothesline, bring a clothesline. If you're going to bring a boot, bring a boot. Like, let's keep it snug, because there's nothing worse than having a big guy sell something that looks feigned. You can bring it. You're not going to do anything but hurt my feelings. You'll be all right.
What's the story behind working with Floyd Mayweather?
Great. That was a happy accident too. Originally, that was supposed to be a tag. It was supposed to be Floyd and I against Ray and Dave. And unfortunately, due to injuries, Dave tore a lat or a bicep, and Ray messed something up. All before we got to the TV part of it to start the angle. And then they were like, will you work with Mayweather? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Split payoff between two guys. Well, really, Mayweather got most of the payoff, and I got a thanks for showing up. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, that's great. And when we were doing that, we're trying to talk to Floyd. There was such a size difference. I remember they're like, how do we make this believable? I said, it's easy. I'll get on one knee. Because I'm so big and arrogant, I will get on one knee in front of him. And I said, yeah, just have him break my nose. And they were like, what? I said, dude, I just spent the last year boxing, getting punched in the face. It's not that big a deal. And I told Floyd, because Floyd's a pro.
Yeah.
I said, don't break the bone. Just give me a little tap. It'll bleed. Because you get tapped in the nose, it'll bleed. It's not broken. It's just a cartilage. So he was like, you want me to punch you? I said, yeah, man. I said, don't shove it through the back of my head, but you got to. I said, if we don't make it look like something's happening, nobody's going to buy it. We need to get this off the ground and running where people go, oh, damn, that's what we need. I said, but when you bust me in the nose and it bleeds, run. Because there's going to be 5-10 seconds that I'm not going to be in the right frame of mind. If I get my hands on you, I might hurt you, and you're worth $500 million. So just make sure you're not around. And he got that point, and we went out there and did it. And just as soon as that hot blood hit the back of my neck, I was pissed. Even though I know it's a work, there's still, I was pissed.
I can't believe you asked for it.
Well, it's for the business. It's for the industry. It's within the realm of what we're doing. It's a punch in the nose. Like, shit, I've been punched in the nose for free. You know what I mean? We're trying to do what? We're trying to suspend belief. We're trying to pull you in. We're trying to, make you think, oh, wow, we weren't expecting that. That's crazy. What's going to happen next? And it's a part of doing business. And I remember tearing ass after him. I remember I grabbed one of his guys that I thought was him, and that guy started, not me, it's not me, it's not me. He started screaming because I had him by the upper hip, the lower love handle, and the ribs with one. I had him like this, and he wasn't going anywhere. And he's like, it's not me, it's not me. It's almost like a big dog grabbing a little dog and a little dog yelping. That's what was going on. So then he tore ass out of there, and nobody came around me. Not cameraman, not Stewie. Like, they gave me, like, it was like I smelled bad. There was nobody within 20 feet. And I remember Shane coming over, and I love Shane to death. And Shane and I have been through some great battles together too. And Shane looks at me and goes, you all right? But I was calm. I was like, I remember going, because I licked the blood off my lip. I was like, yeah. And Shane looks at me and goes, that was fucking awesome. So then I was like, okay, good. We did good. And then we get to the back. I'm excited to see Floyd. He left. He got in his car and left. Like, nope, not hanging around. This is not for me. I don't want any part of this. And then we had to call him and his manager to come back. He stuck his head in Vince's office. He says, we cool, man? I said, dude, you did awesome. Come here, man. And I gave him a big hug, and then we were off and running. And he was so great to work with. We had to talk him out of doing stuff. And thank God they pulled in, Hunter, who I think is brilliant on ideas and putting stuff like this together. Like Hunter gets the story of it. And Hunter was like, he was like, wow, this guy wants to do everything. I was like, I know, what are we going to do? He's like, well, he's worth a lot of money. Let's be careful with what we do. And I went, yeah, I got it. But he wanted me to chop him and body slam him through a table. Like he wanted all this crazy stuff. When I threw the guy out of the ring, we had to do a double because he wanted that to be him. We're like, nah, dude, they're not going to let us do that. And then I remember after that WrestleMania, getting assaulted by his grandma. She slapped the bejesus out of me for beating up her grandbaby. Like Floyd had to come over and calm her. She was mad. Like she was legitly, because I stood on him. That's what she was mad about, that I stood on him. She was not having it. I mean, her and I became friends a little bit later on, but when we first got back there, she was ready to rip my ass apart.
That's great.
Yeah, it was good. I was like, oh yeah, we did good business. Good.
Seems you had a really special relationship with John Cena.
Yeah, love him.
You were his first ever WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I guess I was. Yeah. There was just something about, it's funny to me, John's one of the only guys, he'll say different, I know, but John's one of the only guys I've ever met in this business, from Hogan to any star I've ever met, who always seems to navigate things and situations the best way possible. I've seen him hit with things, confrontational things, whether they're interviews or different things, and he always finds a way to navigate them in the most professional way possible. Even dealing with Vince, like he was one of the only guys I knew, and it wasn't because he sold a lot of T-shirts and merch and all that other horseshit. Just the way he carried himself, composed himself, and he worked hard. We'd fly 15 hours to Australia, and we have literally 4 hours when we land in Australia to eat, sleep, whatever you're going to do, and then we have to be on the bus to go to the venue. John would have a van waiting for him to take him to the gym because he needed to get his workout. He always held himself accountable to that. And that kind of, don't get me wrong, he was a, whiskey drinking clown too. But at the same time, from the business end of it, he always understood the business end of it and worked it accordingly very well. I was always impressed with him and his work ethic and just the way he handled things. Composure. I don't know how else to explain it. He had composure. You wouldn't rattle him. Where I'm a friggin' baby rattle. You shake me, Arnold was in my head for 12 years, you know what I mean? So I think that's why I always gravitated to him, because I remember when Vince and I had that, I think it was a U.S. title. Somehow I ended up with it, had no business having it, but for some reason I ended up with it. And he comes to me and says, well, who do you want to work with at Mania? Which was nice, just give me the opportunity. I said, I'll put it on Cena. He goes, well, how's he going to beat you? I said, he'll pick me up with his finish. He goes, he can't pick you up. I said, oh yeah, he can. That kid's strong. So we went in the afternoon, got out a crash pad, and I had John give me I think it was the FU then.
Yeah.
He gave me the FU on the crash pad, and I remember Vince was just amazed and John's one of the strongest individuals. John and Mark Henry are probably the two of the strongest I've ever been in the ring with. And there's different strengths. Kane, I would not want to be on the wrong end of an ass whooping from Kane if he got hot, because he's just a different level of proficiency and strength. Lesnar's the most explosive, you remember the scene in, with DiCaprio with the bear. What was that movie?
Revenant.
Remember how aggressive that bear was when it was slinging them all around?
Yes.
Okay, that's Brock. Like, you can tell, like, Brock will sling your guts all over the place quickly. Mark Henry is just like, okay, you're the suitcase and he's going to throw you around. You know what I mean? Like, I remember him double clutching me to put me through an announce table one time. He didn't like the angle, so he just picked me up a little higher and put me through it. And we got in the back and said, don't ever double clutch me again. Like, I felt like a little kid flopping around. Like, oh my, look at me going for a ride. Not cool, bro. Not cool. But John, he would pick me up. John used to do stuff like he would fall on his first AA attempt face forward, and I would land on top of him. To tell the story, it's an effort to do this. I might not be able to get it. This one didn't work, which is smart because when he did get it at the end, it meant more. But I'm like, John, I'm going to kill you. He says, no. He says, just, you'll be fine. He would control that bump all the way down. Like, I mean, core strength, leg strength, like everything. He would control the speed of that.
Wow.
And it was like, when you're up there and you know you're heavy and I'm bracing and I'm doing everything I can to be as light and as stable as I'm not up there like a soggy bag of shit. Like I'm stiff and holding on and locked in. Dude, I could be there all day.
And someone like you isn't used to being in those positions.
No. Goldberg was a freak in WCW, like that jackhammer, and I was a little bit younger then, but Goldberg would always had a good job of stacking me for that jackhammer.
Did you know he could get you up for that jackhammer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like with ease.
With ease. Well, we just talked about it because I could take, here's the thing, I could take suplexes, I could take hip tosses, I could take all that stuff. I think one of the first big bumps I took that freaked everybody was I took Kurt's angle slam one time. You know, just fed in, took it, and they're like, oh my God. And Kurt was like, you took that so easy. Oh my God. I'm like, well, yeah, it's kind of why I have a job because I'm big and I'm also good at, I mean, you know, that's how I took Henning's perfect plex. Like, unfortunately, I'm a giant that's good at taking finishes. So there you go.
But and that's the reason why you're still doing this.
Yeah, I have fun with it, man. Chris, at this stage of the game for me, it's having fun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm grateful every day that I have the opportunity to still be a part of this business, to still have some influence on some younger minds and help them. And also, you know, try to help them navigate some of the pitfalls that I went through.
Well, you are an absolute legend.
That's a nice way of saying I'm old. Thanks, Chris.
You are an absolute legend.
Oh, you're an absolute legend. You ain't dead yet.
Whenever
I'm like Snake Plissken. I have to show up on TV every 3 months so everybody proof of life. You know?
Whenever you decide to end your career, and I hope that's many, many years from now.
Yeah, I think
you
there's
are a
always
Hall of
something.
Famer.
There's always something. I mean, listen, you know, unless there's a bunch of giants around that need coaching, you know, listen, there are great talents that are great at coaching. You know, I don't see myself as a trainer. Like, you know, to me, like, you know, Billy Gunn, you know, is a great trainer. He understands the mechanics and is really good at teaching. He's amazing at teaching. You know, I don't, I'm more for like grandpa. I tell some good stories, make you laugh, and the hazards of don't do this and don't do that.
You tell great stories.
I do. Thank you.
You've mentioned the word gratitude a few times during this conversation.
Yeah, man.
It's a central focus of my life. I love being able to focus on the things that you have rather than being angry
Sure.
about the things you don't have.
Sure. You know what my number one thing is when I get pissed off about shit? Because obviously you can get irritated about things. You know, I'll go to my pantry. I'll look at my pantry. It's full. I open the fridge. It's full. I turn the light switch on and off. It's full. It turns on and off. I'm good. I'm really good because the necessities of life, I got a few people that really like me, that like being in my life. I'm grateful for that. I got nothing to bitch about. I got nothing to complain about. I'm not mad at the world. I'm not mad at people. I'm really not. You know, I'm making my way like everybody else. I'm not any better than anyone else by any means. I think that's a tough thing to navigate as a young talent that gets a lot of fame quickly. It's tough to differentiate between the character, what you think you're supposed to be, and who you really are. And that takes a little bit of maturity to come along to say, yeah, it's what I do. It's not who I am.
So I end every interview with gratitude. So what are 3 things in your life right now, Paul, that you're grateful for?
My family, my health, and my cats.
What are your cats' names?
Oh my God, dude, I got 10.
Do you have 10 cats?
Yeah. I have a horrible joke that is really not PG, but it's extremely funny. But I don't know if I should tell it because I'm afraid it would be.
Tell it off camera.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell it off camera.
Okay.
Tell it off camera. It's a great joke.
Okay.
Anyway, I think I can clean it up.
Yeah?
I can clean it up. I have 10 cats.
Okay.
When I was in my 20s, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt I was going to be successful. I was going to be famous. I was going to be surrounded in girls.
Yeah.
And God looked at me and winked, and I've been married 27 years and I have 10 cats. So
I think we all get the joke.
yeah, it's like, gotcha. It's like, yeah, I had a different, but this is cool. All of my cats. Let's see. I have Athena, who's my black cat. I have Fat Maui. I have Prince Harry. I have Naya Pants on Fire. I have names for them. I have Kukla, my little Russian doll. We have Paul, Pawl. We have Leonidas, Leo. We have Aloha. I don't know. Oh, we have Sylvia. Oh my God, I forget Sylvia. We have Sylvia and oh shit, I'm a bad dad. Let's see. Athena, Maui, Harry, Naya, Paul, Leo, Kukla, Aloha. Oh yeah. I think I'm down. I know I'm forgetting one, and I'm gonna get shit.
It's Sylvia, right?
I got Sylvia. Why do I feel like I'm missing one? I'm trying because I got 7 at once.
Sounds like you don't have 10 cats.
No, I think at one time I had 12, but as well, I've lost Pepper, and I lost my old lady, my Russian gray. She was almost 20, Stormoya. And it's funny because Fat Maui is like Stormoya. She was older, and I kept her away from other cats, so she's in the bedroom, and she had her own water fountain, her own heated bed, her own 2 window perches, her own treats. Like she's set up, and I have a very comfortable. You wouldn't think it's comfortable, but it's an old wooden, like a Victorian type padded chair. It's like straight like this, but the armrests it's my favorite reading chair. Because I literally can hold a book like this, and it's just, I could read for hours in the chair. I love that chair. So Stormy, would always sit in my lap, my little gray mouser, I call it, because she was little. She was only like almost 5 pounds. She was just a little bitty thing. And, but every time I would come in the bedroom, she'd be like, where have you been? And she was always like at night when I'd sleep, she'd sleep on me. Like we were 2 peas in a pod. And, she's old and it happens. So I couldn't go in the bedroom with the bedroom doors closed. So I said, okay, we got to leave the bedroom doors open because I can't go in there for a while. Just grief. So I had the doors open, and I remember sitting in my chair, and Fat Maui brings her ass in there, and she reminds me of that Instagram video where the lady goes, "This is nice." Like Fat Maui comes in, looks at the heated bed, looks at all the mountain, and then Fat Maui moved into the lap like, I'm going to park up right here. But it was just funny, like Maui moved into the penthouse apartment when Stormy moved out. So, yeah. And I have Max, who's an Amazon green bird who will live to be like 80 or something. He's an asshole. And
how old is Max now?
Max is 20.
Max is going to outlive you.
Oh, no, he won't. I got it in my will. When I go, he goes. Yeah. It's a joke in the house, but he has this unique timing of always being loud when I'm trying to do something. And I know he's smart, and he does it on purpose because it winds me up. And yes, I know it's a bird. I got it. But there's heat there. And then I have Big Slow.
Who's Big Slow?
Big Slow is a Russian tortoise. Early in, when Shane and I were doing that angle, he kept calling me Big Slow.
Yeah.
And, my family, my wife thought it was funny to call me Big Slow, and I got hot when I said, call me Big Slow one more time. I dare you. I dare you. Call me Big Slow one more time. And I went out of town, worked the other day. I came back, and there was a giant glass case on the table with a turtle in it. And I go, why did we get a turtle? She goes, oh, that's Big Slow. So when Big Slow's being an asshole, she points to the turtle. So there you go. Yeah, and Big Slow's great. She's gotten a lot bigger, and she's so cool to just interact with because she's so prehistoric. Like I have her set up pretty good too. Like she's inside the house, but in Florida when the days are nice, I have a nice covered area, and she goes outside, and I just like watching her crawl around and dig, and I pick her up and I can rub her head, and she's cool.
Man, who knew?
Yeah, I love animals, dude. I love animals.
10 cats said. Bird that's going to outlive you in the Big Slow.
Yeah, we'll see. Fried chicken. fried chicken. I'll do that in the cage sometimes. I'll look at him. I'll look, because he squares up on me. He'll square up on me, bro. I'm telling you, like, because I'll feed him, I water him, I take care of him. Sometimes he'll bow up and puff up like, what, you want some punk? I'm like, dude, fried chicken, man. I'm telling you, fried chicken. He's started this new thing where if I'm eating, he goes crazy until I lean around the corner and look at him. And as soon as I do it, he goes, good boy. True story. True story. But he won't stop squawking until I look at him and he tells me, good boy. Fried chicken. I'm telling you.
Good boy.
Good boy. Yeah.
This was such a blast.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
I'm sure everybody out there is like Big Show needs help. Like, what's wrong with Paul needs help? I'm not Big Show anymore. Yeah. See, you've got me so nostalgic. I'm calling myself like Lord Voldemort. He who shall not be named. So anyway.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.